Hello everyone, welcome back to Atreyu Crochet. So it is time to finally wrap up this series with this quick and easy tutorial showing you how to add fringe to a shawl. Okay, this is part 3 in the series. So if you want to know how to make the shawl itself, watch the first video. If you want to know how to make the pocket and attach it, watch the second video, the last video I uploaded. And as I said, in this video I'm going to show you how to add some frizz. Things you will need include a pair of scissors, because you're going to be doing a lot of cutting. You're going to need some yarn. You're going to need the crochet hook that you used to crochet the pocket and the shawl. And then some sort of tape measure. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so I kind of want long fringe. So I am making my fringe out to be like 20.5 inches, which is approximately 52 centimeters, FYI. So this is how long I'm going to be cutting my fringe. And each section of my fringe, so every time I attach fringe to the shawl, it's going to be comprised of 3 strands, 3 20.5 inch strands, okay? So I'm going to cut this first one, and that's 1. And then I'm just going to line it up. This is a quick and easy way to get your pieces cut. Go to the other end and cut it there. Lining up, cut it. Alright, that's 2 strands. And I'm going to line those edges up, follow it to the other end, and cut. Like that. And now I have my 3 strands, okay? So my fringe, as you see, is composed of 3 strands. I'm going to move the scissors out of the way, and I'm going to start in the corner, okay? I'm going to insert my crochet hook like that. Let me zoom in so you can have a good bird's eye view. Alright, so you want to make sure that your fringe is lined up, okay? You don't want it to be like this, right? Because it's uneven. This side is much shorter than this side, so make sure it's lined up first and foremost so that the ends are roughly at the same length. They don't have to be super perfect, but you know, they should be decently close. Alright, so my crochet hook is entered into the shawl, to the place of the shawl where I want to attach the fringe. So now I'm going to hook on these 3 strands. Make sure the crochet hook catches all 3 like that. Pull them through. Make sure all 3 strands come through. Sometimes only 2 will come through, but I can count like, oh, perfect. See, in this case only 2 came. 1, 2. Only 2 came through. 1, 2. So I know I missed one right there. So make sure you get it like that. Now I have all 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Once you get all 3 through, you can remove the crochet hook, stick these 2 fingers, the thumb and the pointer in, and grab the strands and pull them through like this. And then you're just going to gently pull, and it'll form a nice little section like that, okay? Say for instance you didn't like this, you're like, it's not even enough at the bottom. You can always stick your crochet hook in there and then just pull and undo it, okay? So that's the really cool thing about that. Alright, so I'm going to line my strands up. I'll show you one more time. Line the strands up like so. So they're roughly coming to the same point on this edge. They're wrapped around my finger there. I'm going to stick my crochet hook where I want to attach the fringe. I'm going to hook all 3 strands onto the hook, and I'm going to pull through, and I'm going to make sure all 3 come through. 1, 2, 3, and they do. Okay, both sides. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm going to open up this loop by pulling it, making it bigger. Once it's big enough for my finger to get through, I'm going to take the crochet hook out, put my fingers through, and grab the fringe and pull it through. And I'm just going to gently kind of tug on it to make it attach. And you see this time the strands at the bottom are a little bit closer together in terms of length. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this, and you can place it wherever you want. It's kind of preference. It depends on the spacing that you want. Maybe you don't want a whole bunch of fringe, so the next place that you attach your fringe will be there. For me, I think I'm going to put one there, then one there, and then one there. Okay, and so on and so forth. I'm going to show you what I do when we get here, because this pocket is here. You know, in terms of how you enter, it can be a little confusing to some, so I'm just going to show you that. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue adding fringe across till I get to the pocket, and I'll meet you there. See you soon. So now we're at the pocket area, and it's not really a big deal, but I thought I would address it. So obviously, when we enter the tassel here on this part where there was no pocket, it was just easy. You go in from one side, stick your hook in, and come out the other, right? It's essentially the same way with the pocket, except there are two layers, right? There's the back side, but then there's also the pocket. What I like to do is I like to, once I get in, wherever you're going to go in, and that's up to you, I like to stay at the bottom and come right out at the bottom there. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit more and I'll go back out and do it again. So just go in wherever you're going to go in on the back side. It could be there, it could be a little bit higher, and then come right out, staying at the bottom of the pocket area. Okay, so it's basically like just this little piece down there. Okay, so go in, come out there, and then take your 3 strands, right? Hook them on. Make sure you get all 3. Pull them through, and then when this is big enough, you can stick your fingers in there. Take the crochet hook out, and then pull the tassels through. Okay, with your clenchers, your thumb and pointer, like that. And yeah, you just space them out as you see fit going across here. Okay, so I'll do another one just to give you an idea of how I'm going to space mine. And I kind of just eyeball it. So I think I want to put one here. Actually, maybe there. Okay, so I go on through the bottom there. Come out. Stand close to the bottom of the pocket. Alright, make sure these are even. Okay, and then I hook all 3 strands onto the crochet hook, pull them through, make sure all 3 strands came through, 1, 2, 3, and make this big enough where I can get my fingers in, and then I grab, take my crochet hook out, let it slide out, pull them through, and then tighten like that. Okay, and that is pretty much it. Okay, so you'll continue adding tassels across as you see fit till you get to the other edge, and then you'll do the other side. I'm going to finish working on this, and then I'll meet back once I am completely done. Alright, see you there. So as you can see, I have made my way across the pocket area, and I just wanted to revisit something that I said in a previous video in the series. Now you can see why I wanted to attach the pocket first and then add the tassel. If I had added the tassel, then attaching the pocket would have been problematic, because the attached tassels would have been in the way. They would have been like this, and then trying to attach the pocket with those there, yeah, just not a good situation. So yeah, I just wanted to, just in case it wasn't clear why I did it in this order, show you that indeed this is why. Alright, I'll check back in a little bit later. Alrighty, as you can see, I am done attaching my fringe, and I love it. It's beautiful. As you can probably also see, I did alternate. So in this area where it was that cream color, I went to the colorway that I used for the pockets for the fringe in that area, and then in the pocket area I went to the cream solid color, and then once I got back to the cream on the shawl, I went back to the pocket color for the fringe. You know, I like little details like that, and I like to be just creative whenever I can be. So yeah, I like to incorporate those little things, those little nuances into my work, and yeah, you should do the same as well. So this is going to complete this series, okay? So as I said in the first video, I showed you how to make the shawl. The second video, I showed you how to make the pockets, and I also showed you how to attach them. And in today's video, you've seen, I've shown you how to add the fringe, and now you have this beautiful shawl with pockets. I will show you, actually I'm going to post a picture or two in the community tab sometime this week showing you another shawl that I made. I didn't do a tutorial for it. Sometimes I just like to crochet and be creative. You know, it's not, although I love teaching you guys how to do things, I think it's equally important for you to be creative on your own, not just do what I say in a video, but come up with your own ideas and create your own masterpieces, okay? And so sometimes I just like to, I mean, the majority of the time, I like to just crochet, you know, when I'm not teaching or giving a tutorial or recording and then having to edit and then post, you know. I like to just crochet and be creative. And so I made another shawl for me, and yeah, it's in theory basically the same thing. It's the same. I didn't use any new stitches, but I rearranged them. Actually, I did use one, which I just created some gap rows, which is like a double crochet, chain one, skip one, double crochet, chain one, skip one. It's very easy, but it's something you could easily replicate yourself. But I used more than one color for the shawl, and then I just alternated with stitch type for the pockets. You'll see, I'll show it to you in the community tab. But anyway, after you guys see that, I encourage you to be creative yourselves and to come up with your own personalized masterpieces, okay? That's what crocheting is all about. Alright, that is going to be it for this video, but you know I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, happy crocheting!